Welcome back to another North Carolina Tar Heels football recruiting podcast here on TarHeelIllustrated.com. And if you are watching us on our fast-growing YouTube channel, that is called Tar Heel Illustrated. If you're on Facebook, we're Tar Heel Illustrated. And if you're catching us on Twitter, we're at Heel Illustrated. But you guys got to go over to THI, TarHeelIllustrated.com for just $8.33 a month. You can be a UNC Tar Heel insider too. I'm THI publisher Andrew Jones, and joining me is our director of football recruiting, Miss Deana King. And Deana, between you, Brandon, Jacob, and me, you've been in every one of them, but the three of us have been sort of rotating based on availability here in the last month. We've done this a lot. Another commitment podcast. Mac Brown's program is racking them up big time. This time, four-star safety TyShun White out of Buford, Georgia High School, 6'1", 188 pounds, number 93 player nationally. So he's the highest rated player in Carolina's class of 2024, number 13 in the loaded state of Georgia, number 7 nationally in this position. And he's the third four-star to commit in the last 2 weeks to North Carolina. You said they were going to close strong, and the class is definitely closing strong. What are your thoughts on TyShun White being the latest member of the class of 24 to pop for Mac Brown and the Heels?
First of all, welcome back, Andrew.
I've been around. I just haven't been available for some of these recordings.
Yeah.
Although I was gone for a while, doing some research and having some fun.
Jacob and Brandon, they had to fill in for you and, we got to do what we got to do. You had to do some vacation things and
book stuff, mostly working on the book.
It never fails when you go off, things happen.
I only did take one full day off, as you know. All right, I took one full day off, and I was mostly working on my book. But also, I was out of town, so I'm not going to do these podcasts in a hotel room. It's kind of cheesy. So, plus, I got to give Jacob and Brandon some love. So, TyShun White, what are your thoughts?
Huge. Like you mentioned, one of the top players in Georgia. North Carolina has always been really high on his list. He has been to Chapel Hill like 4 times, and he was there on an official visit on the 9th. And, he always speaks of like the family atmosphere and everything. And the guy that he is most close to is Coach Warren. Coach Warren and him go way back. Coach Warren recruited Georgia a lot in his past coaching stops and everything. And so the relationship with Coach Warren was huge. I mean, he's like, when I talk about the wide receivers in North Carolina, the DBs feel a lot like that with Coach Warren being like a older brother, fatherly figure. So just a huge pickup, he's, as you mentioned, the top player right now ranked in Coach Brown's class, and, huge 4-star from Georgia, plays at Buford High School, who I'm telling you, they probably could beat some college teams. They have that many prospects, and they keep getting them. I mean, I just saw where the top quarterback in the country, Dylan Raiola, is moving halfway across the country. He's going to play in Buford High School. So they are supposed to play at Mallard Creek. So that might be a game. If I was Mallard Creek, I'd probably try to get out of that game with about 30 D1 kids on that team. But, if they do play, that'd be a good game to go watch and see TyShun White in action in Charlotte.
He took his official to Carolina in early June, I think the weekend of June 9th. I also took official to Maryland a week after. There were some rumblings about Maryland, but you got some good intel here the last few days that gave us reason to wrap up our coverage of TyShun White. Some of his other offers: Auburn, Colorado, Florida, FSU, Cincinnati, Michigan, Michigan State, Ole Miss, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Texas A&M, Virginia Tech. So it's a really, really nice offer sheet. He could have gone to a lot of big-time places. And I think that what we're seeing also here as this class begins to wind down, where the offer sheets for some of these kids are looking a little bit different. We told people what they were going after and the way that they had changed some of their recruiting approach and some of the boxes that each of the kids had to check that were absolutely non-negotiables, right? And they got a lot of the kids that they wanted, and we knew they were going to push a little harder for some of these other kids that are rated a little bit higher that they view them. They don't really care about the ratings, Deana. It's about what they see on film. But we know that when the Rivals people rank him as the number 93 overall player in the class of 2024, that the UNC staff sees that as well. They see him in the same light.
Yeah. They they've been on TyShun for a long time, as I mentioned. I mean, and a lot of these kids are. I mean, I remember posting a lot of these offers back when we started the class of 24 recruiting thread, and that seems like we start those about 2 years. So those things have been going on 2+ years, and I kind of go back and look at them threads and see who the first few guys are. And, we started this in around their freshman or early sophomore year. So it's kind of fun to see where these kids finally end up after going through all that coverage and everything.
So Rivals ranks him as a safety. Is that where he's projected to play Carolina? So you mentioned Charlton Moore, and he coaches the safeties.
Yeah, the star, he's versatile. Like I said, he plays on a great football program at Buford. So he's used to playing in big time environments and everything. And, with Coach Warren as a safety coach, I'm sure that's been the main selling point. And, he wants to go to a program where he's going to get in there and get some action early and just want to feel wanted and have a good relationship with the coaching staff. And, so Carolina checked all those boxes for him. So
when we talk about kids that are safeties, we have to think of them in terms of star as well. And that's what you just mentioned a second ago. When you see this kid on film, do you see a little bit of that star there? Because a star is someone who can combine some of the corner, a little bit of tiny LB, if you will, some of the safety stuff. There's a wide range of what they can do. Do you see that in him when you see him on film?
Yeah, I'll kind of see him a little bit like Boykins and Chapman. They were, they're basically, you hate to say it, but they're like your last resort. You want somebody back in the back, at the very back, that can deliver a big hit, and I think Tyshawn can do that. And he's just going to get even better when he gets on campus and learns the system that Coach Warren wants him to run. So, I think he's just I can't say how much I think such a big commitment to get another kid. He's the 7th kid in Georgia, so definitely in the footprint. So
5 4-stars now. And go ahead. What do you say?
And you can tell this group is getting, and I think a lot of it's with Michael Merdinger when he committed. This group looks like they're forming a great bond. You've seen Zion Ferguson and Tyshawn
all over social media.
They got history together. They've been playing good friends since really early age and everything. So you got Merdinger and you got Zion Ferguson, who's been all over the social media recruiting everybody. Yes. I picked that say he's going to be the second in command behind Merdinger, but he's giving Michael a good run for his money here recently, just tweeting out a lot of stuff. But
you know how there are a lot of fans that tweet stuff about these recruits, and he's been so prolific. I thought, man, there are a lot of people tweeting about him, and I look and it's him. He's doing all this stuff.
Yeah,
So it'll be interesting to
he's,
see what TyShun does. And another box, by the way, he checks is when we've been very consistent on this as well. They really want smart kids. They want 3 PO GPA kids or above. And you need to be smart to play in the back of that defense of Carolina because there's more communication on the safety than in the previous defense where it was more spread out. So the safeties have to be able to see, they have to be able to speak or verbalize what they see and react very quickly. So that's another box that he checks. Anything else on TyShun White?
No, I just know there's a lot of happy folks in the, well,
Yeah.
they're probably not in the Keenan Football Center. You know,
They're on vacation.
Mac's probably at the coast at that nice house he's got on the coast and enjoying their hard work that they put in this past June.
It's so hot. Maybe he's up in the mountains.
He might be in Linville. I don't know.
Could be in Linville. I know that the coaches are on vacation now, and they get raring back here in about 2 weeks, and it's a long grind after that. TyShun White is the latest member of the class of 2024 to commit to North Carolina. It's a big class, and it's still going to grow a little bit more as Deana continually talks about on our premium message board. You got to go there to get the intel. It's just $8.33 a month to get that. You get basketball recruiting intel, lots of stuff David has been saying lately about possibly another portal edition for Carolina, and so many other things can only be accessed through premium. It's like the price of a number, not even a number 2, like a number 1 or number 2.
Drive-throughs
is more expensive. Yeah.
Drive-throughs more expensive now. So
you can get a 6-pack of beer at a convenience store, and it's more expensive than 1 month of THI, which is the same price it was when I took over this site August 1st, 2014. We haven't changed the price, guys. To come on, hop on board. You could be a Carolina Tar Heel insider too. She's Deana. I'm AJ. Thanks for stopping by.